now nice enough to join us. I've mentioned this before. A lot of 49er podcasts out there. The best, that would be the Gold Standard 49ers podcast. And nice enough to join us is the host, Rob Stats Guerrera. How are you today, Rob?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thank you for your time. Listen, on a scale of my dog ran away, boo, to I won the lottery, yay, on that scale, how happy are you that Alfred Collins has agreed to terms with the 49ers?
I won the lottery, yay.
Yeah, all
Absolutely
right.
Maximum happiness.
Oh, wow.
They need him. They need him to not only play, they need him to not only play well, they need him to do it as fast as humanly possible. Even with Alfred Collins, the depth on the defensive line is sketchy at best. So getting his deal done, I said, was even a bigger priority than figuring out what to do with Jauan Jennings.
Wow. That's good news.
Now, hold up, Stats.
Stats, listen, Kyle
up.
Draper here is an Eagles fan. You should know that. Just going in. Kyle Draper is an Eagles fan, so just keep that in mind.
But Stats, I hear you. But of the two, which one has the combustibility, if you will, a chance to blow up? It's the Jauan Jennings situation. I mean, we've already heard the reports. If he doesn't get paid, he's going to be unhappy and possibly request a trade. That could derail some things. Signing a second-round pick, you're saying, I mean, that's whoop-de-freaking-do. You're supposed to do that.
Okay, well, I'm not going to be held hostage by wide receiver 3, Jauan Jennings. I mean, let's just call Jauan Jennings what he is here. I mean, we're all getting crazy. I know he had an okay year last year, but in the year of his life, Jauan Jennings couldn't even reach 1,000 yards when he was getting targets like he's never seen before in his life, okay? He's a good player. I don't want to sit here and trash Jauan Jennings. He's absolutely a good player. But let's be real. The 49ers plan is to have Brandon Ayuk come back. It's to have first-round draft pick Ricky Pearsall be wide receiver 2. And in my opinion, they signed DeMarcus Robinson to be wide receiver 3.
What?
So a few weeks into this season, you could have Jauan Jennings back to, at best, wide receiver 3, maybe wide receiver 4. And I don't want to pay wide receiver 4 more than the $7.5 million Jauan's supposed to get this year.
Mm-hmm. So Rob, and you partially answered this question right there. What do you expect the Niners to do with Jauan Jennings, and what would you do if it were up to you?
Well, what I expect them to do, and hopefully what they will do, I think is the same thing. What I would do is I would go to Jauan and say, look, we took care of you last year, but we realize we're in a bit of a tight spot early in this season. What if we give you, $1.5 million, $2 million more this year? Maybe we'll put some incentives in the deal, some statistical incentives that if you reach, you could get paid even more. And then if you do all those things, you're going to hit unrestricted free agency next year, and you're going to get a bag from somebody that's not us. So that's what I would try to take care of him this year. Mm-hmm. Don't extend the contract beyond 2025, and then let him go get a market contract after the season.
Hey, Rob, who would you say, or I guess I'll throw it out like this, position-wise, which position is the biggest question mark going into camp?
I think it has to be safety, especially because you've got Malik Mustafa, who's coming off a knee injury, had knee surgery. He's not going to be, 100% there. You have Jair Brown, who had a great rookie year, but last year, frankly, looked lost at times. And after that, it's a bunch of scary if you're the 49ers at safety. Jason Pinnock was a signing that Robert Saleh seems to like, but, nobody was throwing any parades because they signed Jason Pinnock. They drafted Marquise Siegel in the 5th round, who's got potential, but he's a rookie. The safety position is very, very thin for the Niners right now.
That's Rob Stats Guerrera, host of the Gold Standard 49ers podcast. A great follow on X. And Rob, I saw on X you posted something about Robert Saleh bringing a noticeable energy back to the 49ers building. Tell us about that. How much energy is he bringing back to the plant?
I mean, everybody is overjoyed to have Saleh back. They have been searching for that quote-unquote energy ever since he left, really. Or I guess D'Amico Ryans had some of it too, but he kind of learned it from Saleh. Remember, he was the linebacker coach under Robert Saleh when Saleh was the DC there.
Yeah.
They like a guy that sort of gets everybody pumped up and juiced up. And let's be real, Kyle Shanahan is not sunshine and rainbows all the time. In fact, a lot of the time, especially if they're losing, he doesn't have that sort of positive energy all the time. I think Saleh is a guy that does. I think that rubs off on people inside the building. It's always better to work with someone who's more positive. I do think that helps. And they have been searching for it mostly since he was gone, and now it's back.
Rob Stats Guerrero joining us. Stats, when you look at Christian McCaffrey, obviously the injury, coming back from that, all signs point to him being ready to go and in good shape. How much do you think they need from CMC this year to get back to the playoffs, win the division, and be a contender?
I think they need a lot from Christian McCaffrey, but not necessarily as a runner as much as you think. Last year, the 49ers averaged 4.7 yards per carry without Christian McCaffrey. In 2023, when they had Christian McCaffrey, they averaged 4.8 yards per carry. So basically identical numbers. The real difference with Christian McCaffrey comes in the passing game. A quarter of the passing targets in 2023 went to running backs because Christian McCaffrey is that damn good as a receiver, and they were successful at the third best rate in the NFL. Last year, Brock stopped throwing to the running back. Just 11% of the targets went to running backs, and their success rate went all the way down to 21st in the league. So they went from 3rd to 21st. That is a huge step down. It is why the offense just bogged down at times. Brock didn't take the checkdowns to the running back, and even when he did, they didn't do nearly as much with them as Christian McCaffrey had done.
See, there's some of those hot stats right there that earned him a nickname.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rob, usually at this time of year, it seems to me this is like a 49er fan tradition. Everybody's doing a lot of hand-wringing about the offensive line. Not hearing as much of that this year. Is that because the offensive line looks better, or is it just because there's more pressing issues?
Probably both, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I think the truth about the 49ers offensive line is this. Could it be better? Absolutely, it could be better. Is it as bad as 49ers fans say it is? No, it's just not. And I know that we get frustrated at times, but the truth is the truth. Brock Purdy was pressured on 35% of his throws last season. That was 18th in the NFL. So again, is there room for improvement? Of course. But it's basically middle of the pack. Mm-hmm. It's not as bad as 49ers fans say it is. I just mentioned the yards per carry, which was basically identical last year to the year before that. It's not great, but it's not horrible. Pro Football Focus ranked every position in the NFL, and they had Trent Williams and they had Dominic Pooney, both in the top 10 in the NFL in their position. There's only 5 offensive linemen. Okay, if 2 of them are the top 10 best in the league, how bad can your offensive line really be?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
there we go.
I don't know. It's a lot of sunshine and rainbows out here right now. No, we're Grant Cohn when you need them. Sorry, Stat. Sorry. I'm messing around. I do. We're talking about offensive line, safety, rookies, and all that. But a big question mark last season, the big issue last season was Jake Moody and his kicking. Supposedly changed his kicking routine or whatever it is. What kind of leash is he on, you think, to start the season?
It has to be short. It just has to be. He has not been very good. And last year, he looked just lost at times. Nobody had any faith in him to make a field goal beyond 40 yards. It was comical at certain points. Mm-hmm. And I always say kickers are like lawyers, right? Everybody hates them until you need them.
Yeah.
And when you need them, you want the best one that there is. And Jake Moody has not been that. He's in a kicking competition this year. And don't forget, too, the Niners have revamped every other part of their special teams unit this offseason. Mm-hmm. They have a new special teams coordinator in Brant Boyer. They have a new long snapper. They have a new punter. I wouldn't be shocked if they also had a new kicker.
Rob, we appreciate your time. We can send you on your way with this one. Could the 49ers, they've been a high-profile team for years. Could they be in position to maybe even sneak up on some teams, and maybe even some experts, and maybe even sneak up on some Eagles fans this year, in your opinion, if we're being objective?
Well, look, the Eagles are the standard right now. There's no getting around that.
Hold on, bro. I didn't hear you. What you say right there? You cut out.
I think you heard me just fine. But that's the reality. The Eagles are the standard. I do think the 49ers will be better this year than they were last year. They were crippled by injuries last year. The schedule is a cakewalk this season compared to 2023. I'm not going to say that the Niners are at the Eagles level right now, but they certainly should make the playoffs. And if they don't, there are real questions that everybody in San Francisco is going to have to answer.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
That cupcake schedule, come on, man. Seriously, even with the injuries they had this year, they could have won 10 games with that schedule.
Okay.
Please.
Stats, you're the best. We appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the week. We hope to talk to you again soon.
Thanks for having me, guys. Check us out on YouTube, Gold Standard 49ers.
You got it.
All right,
Thank you. When we